Hey, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Digital Hustle Podcast. It's awesome to have you with us today. So, right before we dive into today's main topic, I've got something for you. If you're looking for what might be the easiest way to turn just 15 minutes a day into a potential $200 to $800 daily, you are absolutely going to want to check out that first link right down in the description below. Okay, so with that said, let's get into it. Today, we are looking at something that, honestly, it completely stopped me in my tracks. What if I told you there was a system out there that claims to pay you only when people get this, don't buy? I know, it sounds totally impossible, right? It goes against everything we know. But today, we're going to put that claim under the microscope. We're going to dissect the entire structure behind this online marketing pitch for a system called cookie dollars and really understand what makes it so intriguing.
So boom, right out of the gate, you're hit with this powerful, super counterintuitive hook. The whole idea is that this is the one method that pays you when a sale doesn't happen. This immediately makes you sit up and go, wait, what? How is that even possible? It's a brilliant hook because it's designed to pique your curiosity and make you question everything you thought you knew. So let's unpack the logic they present and see how this whole thing supposedly works.
All right, so the entire pitch is really built on this one single, deeply unconventional promise. And they don't present it as just, another little tactic to add to your toolbox. Nope, they frame it as a complete paradigm shift, a total break from the norm in how you can earn money online. Now, this slide here, this is what makes it all so clear. It frames the whole proposition perfectly. On the left, you've got the standard model we all know, right? You share an affiliate link, someone clicks it, they buy something, and you get a commission. Simple. But on the right, the cookie dollars pitch just flips that script completely on its head. The whole idea shifts from earning a commission on one specific product to potentially earning commissions from a person's entire shopping cart on that site for the next 24 hours.
And this right here, this perfectly illustrates their marketing angle. By telling you to forget everything, the creators are positioning their method not just as an improvement on the old way, but as a full-blown revolution. It's a classic technique, and it's effective. It creates the sense of discovery, of being let in on a secret that most people just don't know about yet. It really makes you feel like you're on the cutting edge.
So, the big question is, how do they claim this actually works? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the actual mechanism. The whole system is apparently based on leveraging what the sales page calls a cookie error within a massive trillion-dollar online retail company.
Okay, so here is the absolute core of the system, all laid out. A cookie, if you're not familiar, is just a little piece of data that a website puts on your browser to track your activity. It's standard stuff. But the pitch here claims their special link places a 24-hour tracking cookie on a user's device even if they don't buy anything. This little cookie then supposedly attributes any other purchases that person makes on the entire site within the next 24 hours back to you. You become the source of the referral for everything they buy. Pretty cool, right? And to make this sound incredibly easy and accessible, the whole process is broken down into just 3 simple steps. And I want you to pay attention to the language here. Setup in 2/5 minutes, unleash free built-in traffic, and the magic word, automate. The emphasis is all on speed, ease, and making this a passive process. Those are some highly appealing promises for anyone who's busy and looking for a side hustle that won't eat up all their time. Now, to make this idea really tangible, the pitch uses some super relatable scenarios. So first up, we've got Jessica. She clicks your link for maybe, a book, but then gets distracted, leaves the site, and comes back the next day to buy something totally different and way more expensive, like a treadmill. And the result? A very nice $22 commission for you, all from that one initial click that didn't even result in a sale at the time.
Then you've got Bob. His story is all about routine, everyday purchases. He clicks your link, doesn't buy whatever you were promoting, but later that day he hops back on the site to do his weekly grocery shopping. The pitch claims that even this totally normal, mundane activity can generate a commission for you, in this case, $3. This really widens the scope of what's possible, connecting potential earnings to just everyday life.
And finally, we have Andrea. Now, her example is absolutely crucial to understanding the whole model. She buys a small, inexpensive item, her favorite face soap, and the commission is tiny. We're talking just 35 cents. And you might think, well, that's not very impressive. But this is where the pitch introduces the real financial engine of the system, the incredible power of what they call micro commissions.
And that brings us right to the financial heart of this entire thing. This isn't about landing one massive home run sale. Not at all. It's about a completely different strategy, accumulating a huge, massive volume of these tiny little wins.
And this is the number that the sales material comes back to again and again. $50 a day. Now think about that. It's a very carefully chosen number. It's not so ridiculously high that you'd immediately dismiss it as a scam, but it is absolutely significant enough to be super appealing as a consistent extra income stream. An extra $50 a day, that adds up fast.
So the psychology here is just brilliant. This quote from the material frames the entire experience not just as profitable, but as fun and exciting. Think about it. Getting that very first notification, even if it's for just a few cents, is positioned as this powerful moment of validation. It proves the system works. It kind of taps into that same little dopamine hit you get from notifications on your phone. It's rewarding. And by the way, if you're finding this breakdown interesting, do me a quick favor and hit that like button and subscribe to the Digital Hustle podcast. It really helps the channel out.
So this slide lays out the big picture strategy for how all those tiny commissions are meant to add up to something substantial. The goal isn't to get one perfect conversion. It's to get hundreds of people clicking your link every single day. The idea is to cast this huge, wide net of these 24-hour cookies so that at any given moment, morning, noon, or night, someone, somewhere in your network, is buying something and generating a small commission for you. It's a numbers game, and it's all about scale.
Okay, so we get the mechanics they're proposing. It makes sense on paper. But the how it works is only half the story, right? The other, maybe even more important half, is how they convince you that it's real and that you can do it. So let's analyze the sales pitch itself and the really powerful persuasion techniques it uses to build trust with potential buyers.
The pitch really uses a checklist of classic, effective marketing techniques to build confidence. You've got social proof from other well-known online marketers like Johnny Rose and Art Flair. That's a big deal. Then there's an ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee, which basically removes all the risk from your decision. The creator also establishes their expertise, mentioning they've been in this business for over 13 years. And finally, they sprinkle in a bit of urgency and exclusivity by limiting enrollment, while the promise of simplicity, so easy a 12-year-old can do it, makes it feel incredibly accessible to absolutely anyone, regardless of their tech skills.
Wow, this statement right here is the ultimate guarantee. By using a word as strong as impossible, the pitch just tries to vaporize every last bit of doubt you might have. Think about how that reframes everything. It shifts the responsibility. It's no longer about whether the system works. It's about whether you can just follow some simple instructions. It frames failure not as a possibility of the system, but as a choice on your part, which is a really powerful psychological angle.
And of course, we have to talk about the price. This was now format is a textbook strategy, and for good reason. It works. By anchoring the original price up at nearly $200 and then slashing it down to under $20, the offer feels like an unbelievable can't-miss bargain. It creates this massive perception of value and triggers that sense of urgency to act now before the deal is gone forever.
So as we've seen, this whole pitch for cookie dollars is just a masterclass in combining a really novel, fascinating premise with proven psychological triggers. It takes a potentially complex idea and boils it down into a simple, automated, and seemingly foolproof system. It's designed to hit all the right notes: curiosity, simplicity, low risk, and high potential reward. It really is an interesting approach to earning online. And if it's something that has piqued your interest and you want to see for yourself what it's all about, I've left a link for you down in the description where you can check it out and get your own copy. Thanks for hanging out with me today on the Digital Hustle Podcast, and I'll catch you in the next one.